Hey, what's up you guys? ShartimusPrime here, giving you a new Marvel Legends reveal video from the Marvel Hasbro Team's Fan First Thursday YouTube live stream event. If you're trying to pick up your Marvel Legends and pre-order them, you can do so at
Big! Get your big badass toys at BigBadToyStore.com. Click the link in the description below.
Anyway, down there I ask you to please hit that like button and hit that subscribe button if you're new here, as well as the notification bell, and you can see Ryan, Dwight, and Dan over here again hosting another live event. And they started out mostly talking about the Infinity Saga figures that we have already seen. Like, we'd seen all these figures and everything before, but a couple of things that I found interesting from the event was, one, they did disclose that the Ironmonger figure is going to stand at 9 1/8 inches tall, so I thought that was interesting to hear. Also, Dwight mentioned that since they have that Mark III Iron Man body mold, which is his favorite Iron Man, they can easily, do a repaint for Mark II Iron Man. So that's one thing that he mentioned, and I would gladly pick up a Mark II Iron Man to complete the set of different Iron Man armors from the MCU. But anyway, moving on to the reveals, we got Legion! Yeah, we got a whole AOA wave over here, and if you don't like Age of Apocalypse, highly recommend you give it another shot, or give it a serious shot. I never gave it a shot, and I was a hater. But yeah, Legion over here looks awesome. I'm really liking all the dirt and everything that we're seeing over here. He's got that tall, flat top. Weird not seeing the pins in the back of the hands right there, but we're also getting Magneto, and that makes me happy as hell. I've been wanting a Magneto so bad, so just really happy to finally have this character over here in action figure form from AOA. We get one unhelmeted, one with a helmet on, and yeah, it's just kind of weird in all these images. You can't see the pins, the pegs sticking out of the interchangeable hands, like they erased them all. So I think it's gonna work the same way, where you just port that peg into the wrist, like how we've seen before, but for some reason we're not seeing that right there. But yeah, I'm very excited to have Magneto. He's my favorite character from AOA. I think he's a very interesting character, so I'm very stoked to have him right here. I prefer the Kirby crackle effects instead of the smoky effects for the magnetism, but still, I'm excited for him, and I'm excited for Rogue, another quintessential character from this series. And I don't like this body mold. It's like, it's hipless. And I know she's got the wide shoulders and everything. I think those are the Boom Boom shoulders, if I can remember correctly. But yeah, man, I don't know. I just don't like the lack of hips on this body mold. I like what they've done with, the big boots and stuff. And again, no pins sticking out of, those fists over there. And the head sculpt looks good. I wish she had a little bit more of an expression on her face. But it doesn't look bad. I'm going to be happy to get the figure. I just don't like how this body mold has like no hips. Like her, I don't know, it's almost like it looks like an underage female figure or something, which is weird. This is a grown woman. So anyway, moving on, we have Cyclops. I love this choice over here. Yes, great looking upper half of the figure. I don't see any Bucky cap part, or I guess that is Bucky cap upper torso. I didn't think so at first, but I recognize those veins near the armpit. And the legs, of course, Bucky cap. So they did go with Bucky cap all the way over here as far as the upper torso and legs go. I think the arms could have been longer. I feel like the arms do look a little short, but I love how the head sculpt looks. I love the Wolverine claw markings and everything on the shoulder pad and on his forearms and stuff. So there's a lot of dope stuff to be seen over there. I hope there's some nice shadowing effect throughout on the figure. I don't know. We will see. But then we also get Iceman, and this looks incredible. Wow. That is... I like all the sharp angles that I'm seeing on some of the parts over here. It looks like they've may have reused some of the bits from the Juggernaut Wave Iceman. I'm not 100% on that, though. It looks like some of the fists are at least... that those sets of hands are reused from that. But it looks like we're seeing a bunch of new stuff over here. It doesn't look like it's just an add-on piece over the shoulders. It looks like it's part of the sculpt, right? But it could be add-on stuff. I am not certain. And then those claws, or those hands, we've seen before with Carnage, so they're translucent blue. So I'm happy that we're getting the Iceman. But yeah, Kitty Pryde, definitely very important to have her. Really happy to have Kitty Pryde over here. So she looks really good. I like Kitty Pryde figure. That's going to be a dope one to have. Happy to have her. Like the expression on her face. But Sabretooth, yes, we needed a Sabretooth. I mean, they teased us with the Wild Child. you know that we're going to get a Sabretooth, and this looks dope, man. I really like the body mold that they've used over here for him and everything. I believe they referenced an old Colossus figure. I think it was a modern Colossus figure that came out several years ago. So that's what this is supposed to be based off of. Again, those pins coming out of the hands is just a little bit weird to not see that. And he's going to have interchangeable heads, which is great. So yeah, very stoked to pick up the Sabretooth. But the Build-A-Figure is going to be Colossus. And oh man, this thing looks amazing. Holy crap. I am so excited for this one. This is going to be a big old chunky figure. Love all the metallic sculpt that we're seeing for his biometal and everything. And the fact, I mean, the whole pirate reference thing, I don't know why I just never saw him as a pirate. He obviously looks like one, but I just didn't, have that impression. But anyway, Dwight had a production sample in hand, or a pre-production sample in hand, and he was showing it next to the Kitty Pryde figure so you could see how large he's going to be next to a smaller female figure. But then he also demonstrated that bandana hanging out from the back is going to have articulation. Yes, I've been waiting for articulated ponytails from Marvel Legends, and I'm happy to see that, at least with this bandana piece over here. So we are getting that, and then they gave us this whole shot of the wave, and yeah, so you could pre-order it. Link in the description below. Man, I'm stoked for this set. Again, if you haven't read AOA, give it a serious chance, because the premise I just thought was really stupid, but then when I started reading it, I was actually really digging the characters and really digging the storyline and everything. So I recommend it, and thanks again, Optibotimus, for giving me that final push to really dig in. We also get a new Spider-Man figure. We get Spider-Man 2099 over here, and I love that Hasbro checks the black market, the aftermarket on Marvel Legends to see what's going for the high price point, what people are most interested in, and it's the best anti-scalper tactic ever. And they've re-released this figure over here. If you have the older one and you like the more metallic look on that figure, you don't have to get this one, but this one does have interchangeable hands, so I think that's dope. They also mentioned that they changed the logo a little bit to make it, fit in more with how we've been seeing him in the comics recently. So he has the fisted hands. He has a wall crawling hands over there, which is very cool. Then he also comes with the claw spiky hands that we saw on the white 2099 Spider-Man figure, and it looks like it's just out of scale. Like when I'm looking at this image right here, I'm like, it's not really fitting to scale perfectly. It looks a little bit odd, like he's got extra huge hands. But still, I'm down to have an extra one of these. I at least want to pick it up to review it, you know what I mean? See how it compares to the original version. And I'm sure there's a lot of people that are going to be stoked to get it for the first time. There's also some 3 3/4 inch stuff I'm just looking through very quickly. I'm select characters here and there I like to pick up, but for the most part, I'm not heavily into the 3 3/4 inch line. I did pick up the Hulk figure. But moving on back to Legends, they gave us a tease. They showed us this image over here. I still have this Tigra figure. She's been on my display, and I've complained about us needing a new Tigra for many, many, many years, and boom, we finally get one. Yes, and we get the double jointed elbows on the pinless figure. Yeah, dude, pinless, double jointed elbows, pinless knees and everything. Holy crap, this looks awesome. Now you can see tiny little holes right there. I think that's going to change because they did advertise it as it being pinless, so you're probably not going to see those pins later on. But holy crap, we get the double jointed elbows on the female figure. And then on top of that, I'm extremely excited that they didn't go with the stupid new versions that, where they give her pants and vests and cover all up and stuff. I'm used to seeing Tigra like this. This is a version that I wanted. The hair looks all mangly and ugly and stuff. I'm okay with that, like her hair is actually kind of nice looking in the comics from what I remember, but her having kind of, more of like a savage, tiger woman kind of hair, it works. I like the facial expression and everything, so I'm stoked for this figure. Definitely wanted to pick up a Tigra, wanted a new Tigra, and the fact that we're getting the double jointed elbows, man, that just makes me so happy to finally see that. I'm just thrilled for it. Oh man, yeah, finally. Frickin' finally. Then they also gave us an Excalibur tease over here. They're talking about their sword and everything, and then Dwight showed off the back of this head, and it looks like we are getting a Megan. So I'm stoked for that. Been wanting Megan. Definitely down for more Excalibur figures. So stoked about that. That is going to look dope. I cannot wait. Hopefully it's not on that same body mold that they use for Rogue. Like, hopefully Moonstone body mold, please. Dwight, Moonstone body mold. And then they showed off another little tease right here. You can see the sword. You can see the Lockheed right there. So, if you know what that means we are getting a classic Shadowcat, because they showed off the Excalibur character right there, and we have the Excalibur sword. So yeah, we have Lockheed. So obviously this is teasing us for, or leading us into getting a Shadowcat figure, and I'm very excited. Anyway, I'm curious to know what you guys think. What are you most looking forward to? The Megan figure, all the teased stuff, I'm very interested in, but I gotta say that Build-A-Figure Colossus really has my attention, and I'm really excited about the AOA Magneto too. Really want that AOA Magneto. That whole AOA wave I'm excited for. So I want to know what you guys are most pumped for. Let me know in the comments section below. And I should have a review on Baron Zemo later today. No live stream today. I usually do live streams on Thursdays, but today is Shartimus Alpha's birthday, and I got to spend the night with family and everything, especially because I can now. So that's awesome. So yeah, wish Shartimus Alpha a happy birthday. Stay tuned for the next review coming up to the channel. And thanks so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace. Hey, new ShartimusPrime videos. Hey, you should click one. Yeah, click on one of them. Or subscribe if you haven't. Your face.